What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the tavern. I'm Spencer,
And I'm Eli.
and this is Bardic Blunders. So I got a couple rants today. I'll get the lighter of the two, or should I just come out the gate swinging?
Go ahead.
I'm
tired, so
what,
I'm kind of just waking up from a nap.
I've got two. One of them's a little bit more of a just like. Okay, I'll just go into them. My big rant, which I'll probably keep a little bit shorter because I could legitimately go on. Gym culture right now, with people recording everybody and like all the, oh my gosh, gym influencers are the biggest blight on social media right now. I get so pissed off seeing these people. Like, the ones that baffle me the most are the women who will set up their camera right behind them so it's directly aimed right at their butt, and then make this fake outrage thing about some guy looking at her. Like, bro, you're literally showing off to the entire internet, and there's one dude in the gym who glances at you and you start freaking out. That snowballs into even more, and of course, they're just trying to promote like OnlyFans or any of that kind of crap. That snowballs into, there was just a video the other day of a woman legitimately getting up on gym equipment and rubbing her junk on the gym equipment and being like, oh, I'm doing whatever for the next person. I'm making it better for the next person. That is disgusting. You know, if a guy was just dragging his balls in some piece of gym equipment, like, the police would be there. Boom. That man's arrested. Like, gone. But, it, like, there's that. There's people recording in locker rooms. There's people shaming other people by mocking the way they work out. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Like, there was this really nice video of a special needs kid. All the football team was teaching him how to do squats, and he doesn't have squat form. You know, he's not doing the squat properly. He kind of tilts off to the side. I saw 3 videos of guys like making fun of that. I'm like, you guys are assholes. Like, so I'm like, as I'm getting into working out more, and I'm watching guys who actually are like exercise scientists and you know, like real intelligent people who, when it comes to working out, and then I see the flip side of all these jackasses. I can't believe, I knew it was bad. I knew fitness social media was bad. I didn't realize how bad it was until I started delving more into it, and it is a cesspool. Like, it is just about as degenerate as, like, the brony fandom. It's so bad. It is so bad.
Wait till he finds about flight attendants.
I know flight attendants are also degenerates.
Yeah.
That goes far enough that we would get demonetized talking about it.
We could always talk about the debauchery that happens in kitchens.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
I got humped today. By another man. Who's a 6'1" Asian.
I'm sorry. We were talking for like 30 minutes before the podcast started, and you neglected to mention this?
I figured it'd be funnier on stream.
I mean, alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
Enough said,
More
I
than
suppose.
once happened.
Oh my gosh. Well,
He's
I mean,
Mongolian.
what do you think happens when you shove a bunch of either former felons or just people who literally couldn't go anywhere else.
So outcasts is pretty much what fills up kitchens nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you get into the higher end kitchens, but a lot of your like mom and pop shops are full of teenagers and outcasts.
Right. Well,
And-
yeah, the mom and pop shops have their own kids working in there.
Well, like, it's just how it is. It's like you always get teenagers to work like your front of house because they're the bubbly, energetic, and then you have the guys in the back who showed up still drunk from the night before and are going to work a 15-hour shift like nothing happened and then go party again.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, that's how it was when we worked together.
Because that's when I was still drinking.
Yes.
And it would happen more than once.
Well, and I was the most tame person in the back of house. You choking on your drink.
Yeah, that.
But like, I mean, yeah, you compare it to the rest. Shut up, phone. Who's texting me? But yeah, I mean, you compare back of house to front of house. Front of house was a bunch of high school girls,
High school, early college.
high
girls.
school, early college, who are all super bubbly and happy all the time and excited, and then they're like talking about like I've tuned them out 90% of the time.
They talk about boys.
Yeah, they
and
talk about
outfit
boys
shopping.
and shows they watched and everything like that. And then there's us in the back, like
Screaming about ice cream cake.
yep, getting into yelling arguments about ice cream cake while we're making food. So much so that they're like, "You guys gotta stop. There's customers."
There was multiple instances of me throwing stuff around the kitchen out of anger.
Oh yeah.
And this is, by the way, if you don't know what an open kitchen is, it means the customers can see and hear everything that is said and done inside of the kitchen. In the middle of rush, I was throwing stuff and screaming.
There's, oh my gosh, like
The amount of inappropriate humor that's made in kitchens that is just looked over.
oh my gosh, there's definitely. I'm not going to say any of the jokes that were made, but I am German and Eli is Jewish, and there were jokes made.
All the time.
Plenty of jokes made. Nonstop. It's like there is no line.
Oh, no.
The line has been erased, and everybody competes to see who can
Be the
run the
worst.
furthest.
Yeah. It's not a line in the sand. It's the starting line.
I was gonna say the line is where you start from. Yeah, exactly.
And it's all downhill because like one of the owners at the store we worked at, we relentlessly made fun of him.
One of.
Actually, both of them.
I was
Let's be
gonna
fair.
say.
We made fun of both of them so relentlessly.
We made fun of one of them for drinking like an entire 48 case of Pepsi a day.
Yep.
Like.
Taking more. He would smoke 2 packs of cigarettes while at work on a 8-hour shift.
An 8-hour shift. We legitimately would tally on the board how many smoke breaks he was taking.
You know, I got yelled at for that.
Really?
I got sat down by the silent partner and the other owner and told that I have to make it stop because I was upsetting people in the store.
Who cares? I mean, he shouldn't have been taking that many smoke breaks.
But it gets funnier because people kept doing it.
I did it even after whoever it was told me they're like, hey man, we got to stop doing that. I was like, no. What do you mean we got to stop? Call him out.
My response was, fine, I'll stop doing it. but I'm not going to tell anybody else to stop. And they're like, you're the general manager of the store. You need to control these people. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
No.
The general manager. I can tell you, I'm not doing that.
yeah, I am here to make sure your store runs properly. Whether he is on the line or smoking.
Mostly smoking.
There are so many funny stories that come out of kitchens because
Oh man.
unlike because you were talking about like in the gym, like there's like certain rules, like
There's etiquette.
there's etiquette,
There's gym etiquette. You don't pull off your shirt. It like most gyms prefer you to keep your shirt on when you're out
yeah,
in the gym. Plenty of people still feel the need to take their shirt off and pose in the mirror. Like, doesn't make sense. You know, you don't put your water bottle next to a machine and go and work out in 6 other machines, and then when somebody tries to use the machine, you set your water bottle. Oh, actually, I was using that. No, you weren't. You were doing a bunch of others. There's things like that.
There's gym etiquette. There's like unwritten rules.
Yeah.
There is none of that in kitchens.
No, it's a free-for-all.
Okay, there are a few. There is one major one, and that's don't mess with the girls.
Well, yes.
Which that actually has nothing to do with the cooks. That has everything really to do with the customers because if you think like dealing with an angry front of house manager is bad, it is scarier when you make one of the girls that's running your food cry. Because now you're going to have every member of the kitchen who are a bunch of ex-felons and teenagers who don't know any better want to fight that person.
The best, if you want a example of that, Bistro Huddy.
Yeah.
He has one video in particular. It's with the like hippie couple he plays, where she tries to make her own dish by combining a bunch of things in the menu, and he comes out, he's like, throws a chef coat at her, is like, all right, if you want whatever you make, come back to the kitchen. We got tickets to like, and she's like, what? It's like, you want to make it. You want to make whatever dish you want to make? You're going to come back into the kitchen and make it yourself. You don't want the head chef coming out. Like, you want the front of house manager.
You want the nice chef, which is most likely the owner, coming out. And you can tell which one's which, because if their chef coat isn't dirty, or the apron they're wearing isn't dirty, you're good.
Right.
But if somebody's coming out of that kitchen
if their apron
covered in... their arms are covered in burns...
They're sweaty.
They look like they just woke up. They're just like grumbling the entire way to your table, and they're filthy. You don't want that guy. That guy's the scary one.
You messed up. You messed up bad if you did that.
At my current job, somebody got banned from the store.
Nice.
On Friday. They screamed at one of the servers, and they had to stop 4 cooks from leaving the kitchen. And I was not one of them because I wasn't even on the line. I also don't know any of the servers, so it's kind of funny. Actually, I know one of the servers. Well, 2. Because one of our old coworkers works there.
Right.
And another girl that I used to work with there came back. She's Welsh and German, so I just make fun of her the entire time, and she throws a fit about it.
Oh boy. Well, speaking of Welsh and German, my other rant is about learning foreign languages. I don't know why, for the life of me, I can't figure it out. Why, whenever you're learning a foreign language, they just throw vocabulary at you, and they treat it like everyone who's trying to learn a foreign language is learning the language to go to that country. I'm currently learning Russian, and Duolingo before it's taught me how to introduce myself, by the way, I already know how to do that because I've
Yeah.
studied more than just using Duolingo. But before it's even taught me how to introduce myself, before it taught me how to say please, it taught me how to say hotel and passport and airport. Why? It doesn't make any freaking sense. Do you learn your native language? For example, like when you learned English as a kid, were your parents just like, "Hey, look at this. This is a house. This is a house." Now that's a hotel. Oh, airport. Airport. You got that? Airport?
Have I ever told you what my first words were as a kid?
No.
McDonald's. There's a
But-
really funny story that goes with that, but...
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's completely appropriate for the podcast.
You might have told me about that. I don't know if I don't think you've told it on the podcast, but my gripe is, so when you're learning English, they don't just go house, dog, tree. Those are words. There you go. They say, you would hear your parents say, "Oh, the dog is walking to the tree in front of the house." As a kid, you're like, "I don't know what that means, but I know that thing's called a dog."
Yeah.
Okay.
That thing it's
That thing is going to is called a tree. Okay, I figured that out. And this place is house. I've heard them call it house before. So this must be the house. So if the dog is going over there, that must mean what walking means.
Yep.
And you build associations through observing your environment. Obviously, you're not going to be able to replicate that exact thing when learning a language, but they can at least attempt it. Right? You want to know what the current one I'm on is basic animals. You want to know what animals it's taught me? You want to know what it considers basic animals? Okay, bird. All right, fair enough. Snake. A little bit less basic, but I can see it. Mouse, fox, lion, pig, bear, fly, hedgehog. How on earth is a hedgehog a basic animal? What are you talking about? Like, cow, deer, okay, I get it on those ones. Wolf. But it's taught me luggage, station, store, school.
When I was learning French, what they first taught was "Je m'appelle," which is "my name is."
Yeah, and that's exactly there's a guy on YouTube who I've watched whose channel name is Be Fluent in Russian, who has a video, 25 words and phrases for a beginner.
Yeah.
Great video, because he teaches you how to say your name. He teaches you how to say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. How to ask, how are you? How to ask, where are you from? Like, please, thank you, hi, goodbye. All of the simple things. Great. It took until Unit 6 for it to teach me how to say thank you. I don't understand. It makes no sense.
It's even funnier because the second thing we learned in French, this was in French class in high school,
Right.
which, let me say something. To anybody who thinks that, so I learned Creole as a kid. French and Creole are not the same language, and I didn't realize that until I was in class. I should have taken Spanish. But, second thing we learned in French class was, "Est-ce que je peux aller aux toilettes, s'il vous plaît?" May I go to the bathroom? Or where's the toilet?
Okay. Fair enough. Now, I do have a question. Does France have masculine and feminine terms like Spanish and Russian?
There are 6.
The pause says it all.
There are 6.
Okay.
Because when you talk about yourself, you don't use gender.
Okay.
When you talk about, if I'm talking straight to you like I am here, I don't use gender. But like,
it's only if you're referring to
like,
a man or a woman or
he is il and she is L.
Okay.
Then eels, so ILS, is them as in men. L's is them as in women. Vus is them as a collective group.
See, that's Russian has 4. There's singular masculine, singular feminine, singular neutral, and plural. So just looking at saying my, if you're, I'm not going to remember which one's which. Feminine my is maye. Masculine is moi. No, sorry. Feminine is maya.
Mm-hmm.
Neutral is maye, and plural is mai. I work with somebody who speaks Russian, whose first language was Russian. And I asked her, I was like, how do you know if a word is masculine or feminine? Is there a way to tell, or do you just have to? And she's like, nope. You just have to learn the words and figure out whether they're masculine or feminine and memorize it. It's like, oh, cool.
So French, actually, funny enough about French is masculine always ends in a consonant.
Okay.
Feminine always ends in a vowel.
So isn't that the way Spanish is?
Yes.
But el niño, el niña.
However, if something ends with X, they count that as a vowel. That I failed my French test because I took French 1 and 2. I failed both years on the written exam. I failed
written, yeah.
Both years on the multiple choice. Because I refused to learn how to read French. And how to write French. Because it made no sense to me. I walked into my speaking exam and aced it. My teacher was mad both years. Same teacher. But my group, because we were in high school, we were broke into a bunch of groups of 4. My group was deemed the group that didn't want to do anything. This group consisted of a foreign exchange student from France, a foreign exchange student from Morocco, me, who spoke Creole already, and a girl who was first language was Spanish.
Quite a ragtag group.
We spoke in French Creole because they actually they would say stuff in French Creole, so I would understand.
Okay.
And we would translate it over to pseudo-Spanish for the other girl. The entire time, we spoke barely any English at that table. And did 0 work.
That's really funny. My dad has a funny story because he went to Russia before the fall of the Iron Curtain on a missions trip, and in this instance he was trying to speak with somebody after their Russian translator had already left. The Russian translator was the professor of English for Moscow University at the time. But he was never fluent in Russian. He knew enough to get things across and to read Bible verses and talk to the kids. Yeah. But that's about all he got. So he didn't know enough Russian to communicate with her, and she didn't know enough English to communicate with her.
Him.
Yeah. And so somehow through the course of the conversation, or attempted conversation, they ended up figuring out that both of them knew German. So it was an American man speaking to a Russian woman in broken German while in Ukraine.
See, the unfair thing is, growing up with my mom, you remember my mother.
Yeah.
Do you know how many foreign languages she spoke?
Probably a lot.
She spoke too many. She claimed she could find where the bathroom was and order a beer in every single language known to man.
Wow.
She spoke fluent Spanish, French, Creole, German. She knew enough Latin to get by.
She couldn't even use that anywhere.
In Italy, you could.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
She knew enough Italian to get by. English, of course.
Right.
She knew Korean. She knew enough Mandarin to get by.
I don't understand how some people do that. I've heard that after you've learned one foreign language, it's easier to learn a second one because you've already gone through the process of doing it.
My mom was also one of those, like, weird people who could, like, learn something super fast.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, see, the thing that baffles me... Okay, here's another thing I can get off on. How come I can figure out how a coding language works faster than I'm figuring out an actual spoken language? Why can I learn, like, variables and all that crap in Python and just be like, yeah, I got it, this makes sense, and look at a word in Russian and be like, I don't know.
But, yeah, my mom has a lot of funny stories because of, like, she was a little old Southern woman. And people would say stuff in other languages around her, and she would just know what they were talking about. It's like, what is wrong with you? Like, people love to speak Spanish near her because they would think she had no clue what they were talking about. She could tell you everything they said in painstakingly detail. And everybody was like, that's weird. One. My mom was also a very weird, interesting individual. Like, she had 3 degrees. I can't even get one. And she had just 3 of them and did nothing with them. She had a business degree, a nursing degree, and a technical degree for welding. Yeah, she was a very interesting one.
At the same time, though, that was in a time when college was far more useful than it is now.
Well, like, she got her technical degree through the military.
Yeah.
After she got out of the military, she got a nursing... Oh, wait, there's a 4th one. She had an anthropology degree.
Jeez.
Because she thought that would be a fun thing to study after high school.
I wish I could do that. Oh, this seems cool. Let me go to college for this.
Yeah, she was... also, to keep in mind, she raised 6 kids. And the first 5 were pretty much by herself because my dad was in the military, so he was TDY a lot.
Good grief. I think she would have been the next Albert Einstein if she would have.
She wasn't that big into science. And stuff.
Well, not yeah. I was trying to think of
like
successful.
She was incredibly smart.
Yeah,
but she just wanted to do her thing, which was. I'm gonna be honest. I had no clue what she ever wanted.
She just did whatever she felt like.
Yeah. Oh, I'm opening a business. Okay. Well, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing online arts and crafts to teach moms how to do crafts with their kids. Oh, that's cool, Mom. Oh, yeah, I sold that off and starting up something new now. What? What?
I'm gonna figure out how to play Magic the Gathering, an incredibly complex game, just so I can play it with my kids.
Yeah.
Legitimately, I don't care about doing anything else or collecting the cards. I just want to play with my kids.
Actually, she learned to play with my dad.
Okay, yeah.
Because that was something that my dad just did in his spare time in the military. It was Magic and darts. And my mom stomped my dad in darts every single time they played.
So he's like, we need to play Magic so I can win sometimes.
Well, my mom was also internationally ranked in darts. She was a weird person.
Do you remember those most interesting man in the world commercials?
Yeah.
I feel like your mom could have been the most interesting woman in the world.
Yeah. It's like, I fixed helicopters over in Korea. What? Oh, yeah, I had, an F-16, or F-15, gunpowder storage explode on me. So I was covered in a very fine blue powder for 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, we used to mess with the new guys. When something would fall off a plane, we'd put on the hazmat suit and pick it up and then sprint at them. She was a fun person.
Yeah, she was. Oh man.
And she was notorious for pranking and just being like almost a giant child.
Oh.
What else do we have on our list?
I was gonna say we got.
I think I brought my glasses. I don't know where I put them.
The next thing on our list was what's the worst achievement we've ever earned, and by this we mean what is the most annoying. It's not the most difficult. It's not the longest. It's what is the most annoying, and of course, difficulty and time sink are definitely factors, but. There are some achievements that didn't really take me that long that I was still like, why? I have a solid one. I know exactly which one is the worst one. But there's one other I'd like to mention because it did, even though it only took me like an hour of actually committed, like I'm going to get this achievement to get, still, I was you were in a Discord call with me when I was trying to get it, and I was losing my mind. It is the Froglight achievement in Minecraft. I don't remember what the actual achievement is called, but you have to drag all 3 of the different kinds of frogs into the nether and have them eat a magma cube. Because that will spawn a Froglight. So it's to have all 3 Froglights, all 3 colored Froglights in your inventory. That is not difficult. It is not time consuming necessarily. It is just so unbelievably tedious, and when you spend, we're in an area, we got frogs. Grab the two of the frogs I need, real easy. Drag them into another portal, cool. I got 2 of the frog lights. Then I have to spend the next half an hour dragging another frog across 7 biomes just to get it into the portal, and it decides it wants to take a lava bath. Yeah, I was pissed about that. It didn't take a long time. I got the second frog, got it over there, got the 3rd frog light, fine, done. Not that bad, or not that long. still, most... I think that's the angriest I've been at any individual achievement. But what has to take the cake for the most annoying achievement is killing a legendary dragon in Skyrim. Because you have to be, I believe, level 75
to even get them to spawn.
To even get them to spawn. For context, I believe if you just do the main story, nothing else, no side quests, you know, I guess you don't get experience from quests necessarily in Skyrim, because Skyrim is like the anti-RPG. But you level up through using your skills. But if you just go through and you complete the missions that you need to complete for the main story, leveling up skills appropriately along the way, where you're not doing like the blacksmith, iron dagger exploit, or any of that crap, you're usually around like level 10 or 15. If you go and complete all the side quests and all the DLCs, you can pretty comfortably get up to level 50 just by playing through all of that. For some reason, once you hit level 50, it's like they tripled the amount of XP per level. What's up, Gore?
Hey,
I'm about to get angry about this. So it's like level 50 to 51 is 1,000,000 XP. Level 51 to 52 is 3,000,000. And it just like exponentially increases until you hit level 75. To the point where I was losing my mind prestiging skills and running them all the way back up to level 100 again. Oh my gosh. And then it's like, oh, okay, a legendary dragon spawned. Hey, it's dead now. Cool. I'm glad I used all that time to go and... I'm getting more angry thinking about the wasted time in retrospect than I did in the moment. Because I recall being like, this sucks. Finally beat the legendary dragon, go, I'm finally done with this. But, I mean, it honestly, no joke, just time that I was trying to grind up to level 75, it probably took me 2 weeks of playing the game. Every day. Never again. I will not 100% it on Xbox. I did it on PlayStation. I got the badge to say I did. The Platinum Trophy. Never. I don't care about gamer score.
I actually found my most annoying one.
Okay.
I unlocked it January 8th, 2010.
Okay.
From Halo 3. Save this film. On a mythic map, get a perfection during a ranked or social match.
Nope.
For people who don't know what a perfection is in Halo games, it is when you get at least 25 kills without dying in a single match of Halo.
Jeez.
For comparison, only 2% of players have ever unlocked it.
See, well, and that's the thing, too, to clarify. Well, I have to clarify it's not just difficult, because if I had completed any of the lasso achievements, I would not be looking at it like, oh, man, this is annoying, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's freaking difficult, and I'm never going to complete any of them, because I'm not good enough at Halo, but if I completed one of them, I'm wearing that like a badge of honor. I am showing anyone who's like, we get into a conversation about Halo, I'm like, hey, check it out. I got the lasso achievements. Like,
so my thing is, I have beat ODST on lasso before the achievements existed. And I have sat here for years wondering if I should go back and try again. Now that I'm older.
I mean, hey, why not? I feel like that would make a fantastic stream. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'm off Monday and Tuesday. I might do it Monday night. I
Go
mean,
for it.
we could do a lasso run.
No.
Come on.
You saw what happened last time we tried that. It did not end well.
Did we try?
Yeah. Halo Reach.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Do you remember me getting pissed off at the hunters and losing my mind?
But here's the thing. Yeah, I don't really add.
Yeah, that was...
Hey, we beat Halo CE on Legendary, though.
We did. We did do that.
I think we could do it on Lasso. We did not die as much during that.
I tried on Lasso. Solo, of course. But I tried. I think that's been the most broken I've ever been when I finally got past the dropship section and was doing okay, had completed one of the Marine pickups, and got distracted by something when I got sniped by my fellow Marine
and didn't exit
did
out.
not exit and had to reset the mission. I've said this multiple times on stream. For some reason, when I lose progress in a game, like power blacks out and I didn't have a recent save, or something like that where I forgot to save, I played for 30 minutes and then died and it reset me all the way back. That takes the wind out of my sails and makes me not want to play the game anymore immediately. Like, I won't play the game. Just like, I'm done. I don't, like, legitimately, I don't understand how speedrunners can just play the, oh, well, we screwed it up, reset, after 3 hours. Oh, I've sunk 15 hours into the speedrun and I messed up. Time to reset. The idea of that drives me insane.
You know what? There's a speedrun category for Stardew Valley. And I don't regularly watch, but I tune into some of his streams. The world record holder, I will watch his streams.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing him talk about how he does it, he's like, well, I normally know in the first hour if I can complete it or not. And I'm like, that's an hour of wasted time. And somebody brought that up to him and he goes, yeah, but you have to think, this is my job.
Yeah,
I make money doing this.
That's exactly... I mean, it's the same thing. Like, you can criticize any YouTuber that plays video games and doesn't have a normal job. Like, oh, you're just wasting your time playing video games. It's like, yeah, well, I'm making millions of dollars playing video games, so,
but he was like... He's like, I like doing it because it's a challenge.
See, that's the way I feel. I don't know what it is about Dark Souls in particular, because you're not necessarily losing progress. Because, I mean, if I die and lose the souls that I have, yes, that can be draining. But there's never been a time when I'm playing Dark Souls where I'm, like, a hard boss and I die 20 times and, wasted 45 minutes and it's like, oh, man, this is stupid. I'm, like, quit. I will keep slamming my head against the wall until I kill a boss. I mean, I have a whole series doing Dark Souls 3 and doing exactly that. At level 1, oh wow, I walked in, I died in one hit. Alright, time to try again. The indomitable human spirit.
Actually, you know what would be a lot of fun?
What?
What are you planning to stream on Tuesday?
Good question.
Do you want to do a challenge? He just looked over his glasses.
What are you proposing?
I don't know. We take a game, we put it on the hardest difficulty. Probably a game that we both have plenty of time in.
Okay.
Put it on the hardest difficulty. 1 life. Go.
Hardcore Minecraft?
Oh, we could do that. I'd have to download Minecraft.
Who like Minecraft?
One Life. Go.
I was gonna say I don't know what other games.
And we both stream our perspectives, and we just sit in a Discord call and make fun of each other. I was thinking Skyrim.
We couldn't do Halo because you would
You'd
smash me in that.
Near,
It wouldn't even, and that would be the same with like Hollow Knight or any of the other like.
That's why I was like thinking. You brought up a good one, but with Minecraft. But I was thinking like Skyrim. Because they do have the survival difficulty now.
Oh yeah, there is. I forgot about that. Because I was thinking Fallout New Vegas has a hardcore difficulty, but it's not a one life.
Yeah.
Thing. It's you have to watch your food and water and sleep.
It's pretty much the same thing with Skyrim.
Okay.
There's another game that I was playing recently. Well, you can't do Baldur's Gate, but Baldur's Gate does have a similar function. That would actually be another fun one for us to do.
Do you have Borderlands 2?
Yeah. One Life, go.
That could be an interesting one. Been a long time since I played Borderlands 2.
Same. And then we have some time to do some research for it. Portal 2.
There'd be no life in it, but that would just be a race. Oh, I guess you can die, though.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Castle Crashers, we could do that one as well.
I think you'd beat me in that. You've definitely played more Castle. I have 7 hours, well, almost 8 hours in Castle Crashers.
I've beat the game once.
I never beat it.
Oh, that would be a fun stream for us to do.
I wouldn't mind doing that, yeah.
That's a lot of fun. That game is a lot of fun, especially if we have 4 people, but we don't, so it'd just be the 2 of us. We could just stream that instead of like challenging. Maybe if we can figure out a game going into next week, we could run it. Magic the Gathering doesn't work.
I have MTG Arena, but
we could actually just play MTG Arena against each other. That would be fun.
I'd be down. I also got these 2 games for $1, so
I haven't played either of them.
I haven't either.
Max out difficulty. Whoever can make it the furthest wins.
Going in blind. Bloons Tower Defense. And yes, for anyone wondering, I have Bloons Tower Defense 6 on my Steam page. I'm not ashamed.
I would bring up
the Ninja Kiwi archive.
The medieval game that I've been messing with.
Mm-hmm.
But I have died so many times due to random stuff. Like I cut down a tree, the tree falls down. I walk up to the next tree, cut that one down. It hits the first tree and glitches into the tree and just scissors me in half.
That's awesome.
Manor Lords, yeah.
Manor Lord, yeah, that. We could also, if you wanted to do it, I mean, like we just mentioned with Killing Floor, go into a game completely blind.
I think that would be fun, but the whole idea is like it's 2 separate streams. We're just in a Discord call, just chilling. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
My eyes don't work no more.
Oh, that would be fun. But the last thing we had on our docket, if I could unlock my phone if it decided to work. PlayStation State of Play happened yesterday, I think, 2 days ago. And there's some interesting things announced. So
Concord got a gameplay showcase, which I vaguely remember what it was from last year's State of Play. They just had a cinematic
Teaser.
trailer.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok is coming to PC.
I'd be willing to probably play through that.
I still need to finish the first God of War.
Is that on PC?
I don't know. I had it on PlayStation, but it was on PlayStation Plus, and it got taken away from me when PlayStation Plus increased their prices, and I refused to pay for it.
Here. This isn't on stream, right?
No.
Okay.
Marvel Rivals is coming to PS5 and Xbox. Which is... Isn't it like Overwatch, but with Marvel characters? Yeah.
Yeah, God of War is on PC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Not nice.
I mean,
$50 for a game that's
2 years old.
Two? That's when it got added. It came out in 2018.
Oh yeah, then screw that.
We got new Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay. We got Silent Hill 2 remake release date, which that is going to be a disaster. I can tell you right now. Dynasty Warriors.
You would like this game,
coming
by
back.
the way.
I've seen people play this game, and I'm afraid of it.
I have it. I have sank almost 100 hours into it and haven't beat it.
Jeez. Until Dawn Remastered. Where Winds Meet. Infinity Nikki. Where are some of these games? Ballad of Antara. Alien Rogue Incursion. Behemoth.
Oh, Behemoth. I have heard of that game. I think I watched a trailer for it.
Polygon, what? I just got a sus ad on Polygon. I can't even call it sus. It's just... Why? Okay. Jeez. Would I Fallout 4 weapon randomizer? Probably not before just playing through Fallout 4 since I've never beaten it, but...
I've played the first 5 minutes of Fallout 4.
I got a little bit into it and dropped it. I never even got that far. Every kill you get, it swaps to one of the 183 weapons in the game. Okay, that might actually be fun even for a first playthrough.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me a solid build. I've kind of got to go a specialty build. That... Okay,
I
might look into that. I don't know, because I know in New Vegas, luck is super important. You could also go charisma build and not rely on killing things. But the funny thing with Fallout New Vegas, so I just learned this today. This is just reinforcement as to why Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout game. So, in all the Fallout games, you hit a point where it asks, hey, once you advance past this point, this is your character, you're done. Like, is this the character you want? And if you think about it and you're like, man, I set him up to be a guns build, but I don't really want to do guns. I changed my mind, I want to do melee. You can respec all your special stats, all your skills. You can change what your character looks like. Every Fallout game has that point where it's like, okay, this is the point of no return. Do you like the character you made, or do you want to switch it up? In New Vegas, that's just outside of the town of Goodsprings. once you start leaving Good Springs area. There is a way to get up to level 50, which is the max level in the game, without leaving Good Springs. Now, you get perks every other level in New Vegas.
Okay.
The level 2 perks, some of them are glitched, and if you take them and respec your character when you leave, it leaves those perks on you. Those are from one of the DLCs. Most of the perks don't do that. Level 2 perks, level 4 perks, they don't do that. However, level 6 through 50 perks don't have that same tag applied to them. So, whatever perks you get from level 6 to level 50 will stay on your character when you respec. So you can get all the way up to level 50 in Good Springs, and then go to leave and respec and get all of those perks, and then run through the entire rest of the game with an entirely rebuilt character and a bunch of new perks, and even double down on some of them. And make an incredibly broken character. It's tedious, and it's probably not worth it.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious that you can even do that. I learned that off of a Fallout YouTuber just the other day, and I was laughing pretty hard through the whole video as he does this. It's a stupid string of things that you do to level up, because I mean there's not many enemies in the area.
Yeah.
You know, you have to stay within these certain bounds. If you accidentally walk to the trigger point, you lose all your progress. So freaking it's so stupid, but it's so funny. I love when you can do stupid stuff like that in games.
Yeah.
Like in Ocarina of Time, when you can glitch into a wall and end up in the final Ganon fight and beat the game in 10 minutes.
I do have to say though, I watch a lot of the devs react to speedruns.
Oh, those are great.
Just because I love listening to devs talk about the game and be like, oh, okay.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. That's a glitch that was supposed to be patched out before we released the game. Well.
That was supposed to be patched. We didn't patch that?
Like, no joke. In the Halo Infinite one, legendary speedrun that was under an hour long. There's a point where you can skip from the third mission, which is where you go down into the catacombs and go up the tower to fight the big thing.
Yeah.
You can glitch out of that and jump straight to the road.
I want to know how, like, there are certain glitches that I understand how they work. Because it's just like, if I remember correctly, the Ocarina of Time one, you're basically tricking the game into thinking the door you're walking through is a different door.
Yeah.
And so it takes you to where that door is supposed to take you out of, and it's by messing with the values in the code. I want to know how in that example, like, what do you do to manipulate the game to teleport you to that? Because there's plenty of examples of just like, oh, I crouched 3 times, attacked a wall, and back rolled, and now I'm in the last mission of the game, and the final boss is dead.
So apparently what it is for that one, they explained it. The devs explained it, because they're like, okay, we see what they're doing. Is basically the skybox. They put a boundary on where you could get out of for the mission.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't put the boundary above you. So if you manage to get high enough, the game freaks out, realizing that you're not on the map anymore. And the only time in the game that it does that, where you're not on the map, is when you get moved to the road.
Okay.
So the game instinctively goes, oh, they've completed everything else, you're going there. And that got patched out really quickly.
I can't find it. I remember seeing one of those dev react to a speed run where they were just like, "What? That could happen?"
Oh, the Portal 2 speedrun was hysterical. Because they're like, yeah, I wonder if they're going to use the same stuff that they learned it from Portal 1, because we learned our lessons from that one. Because Portal 1 was just a map.
Oh, yeah, all of it was loaded in. Well,
Yeah,
not loaded in, but it was on the same...
Like, the elevators just moved you up a floor, basically.
Yeah.
So if you could get in the elevator and get outside of the elevator, you could teleport yourself to the top floor. And into the game. They're like, we learned our lesson from that one. So, we specifically made it so every time you get in an elevator, you have to ride certain elevators. And that'll load the next level. And they were like, okay, we figured it out. And then they're like using stuff like picking up radios to go through doors. And they're like, that's BS. Or like, hey, you gotta go knock this box down onto the thing. Okay, but if you walk into the door holding something, and then drop it and keep picking it up, it'll physics it through the door, and then you just put it on the button and you can walk through it. They're like, okay, well. But then again, the Portal 2 speedrun's like, what, 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah, the Portal 2 speedrun is ridiculous. I know the game director Josh Sawyer reacted to the 10-minute Fallout New Vegas speedrun, and his reaction was, okay, so I think what they're doing is glitching?
Oh, what's the game that was done by Obsidian here recently? Okay, I say recently, it's probably in the past 10 years.
The Outer Worlds?
Yes. I want to play through Outer Worlds. I just don't know.
I remember downloading it and playing it for a little bit, and I was like, Yeah, IGN has a whole playlist on YouTube of devs reacting to speedruns. But I don't really have anything else to talk about, unless you do.
Not really.
Oh, did you like the Warhammer meme I sent to the group chat the other day?
Hold on. Old man Eli trying to use a phone here. Oh, yes, I saw that one.
Oh boy, it was. I'll add context to that rather than just leaving it hanging. It was a meme that says, "I have collected 40,000 Warhammers. I can now Horus Heresy the Age of Sigmar." Quoted to John Horus Heresy. Thought it would have been funnier if his name was John Warhammer, but. Oh boy.
Is it time for quotes?
I sure hope not, because I forgot to get one.
I'm actually stealing this one from the title of an anime. An episode title. Oh, no, don't play that. We'll get copyrighted for sure.
Oh boy.
Ah, here we go. Let me turn my
I think
volume
I did
off.
that one already.
Okay. Okay, I got this one. Episode number 1. First love is like a nasty disease that everyone catches once. I read that, it was like, okay. Funny
That's
enough,
not
I
bad.
wasn't going to watch the series, the anime series, until I read the title of the first episode. I was like, huh.
Dude, anime has got a lot of great quotes.
The anime sucked. Terrible. But I watched it because the episode title was funny. Oh, if you like a suspense drama type anime, I've been watching one that's only 3 seasons right now. It's actually based on a book, funny enough. Classroom of the Elite is actually a really good one. I've been really enjoying it.
Okay. I still need to finish Soul Eater.
It's weird that I'm giving you anime references
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I know. Mine is Madara from Naruto.
You mean Narada?
Yeah, okay. Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this world. The longer you live, the more you realize that in this reality, only pain, suffering, and futility exist.
Fair enough.
Not a quote I personally live by, but it's an interesting quote that
Gives Madara his personality as a... I can't use the term sympathetic villain because I want to make out with the business end of a shotgun when people talk about that. He's a villain whose motivation you can understand even if he's going about things the wrong way.
So he's an anti-villain.
Yes. Because his ultimate goal is he wants to use a jutsu that will basically put everyone into a dream that is their perfect reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's the world exactly as they would want it. And they're stuck in that dream forever. That's what his ultimate goal was.
You know what's really funny? I think I might have seen that, like, set of episodes for...
Oh, really?
Because...
When you were studying Naruto just to piss off Alex with trivia?
Yeah. Because isn't that the one where Hinata is the only one who isn't really affected by it because she realizes something's wrong?
I actually... you might have watched episodes I didn't, because I skipped all the episodes that were in the dream.
Really?
Yes, because they're all filler, and I heard a lot of people say they were not good.
Well, I think she gets out and then wakes up Naruto, and then...
Naruto never falls into the jutsu.
Oh no, she protected him, is what she did. Or something, I don't know. Man, I studied... You know how long ago that was?
I know... So, she protected him from Pain. That was a completely different scenario. When Pain was destroying the Leaf Village, she almost dies protecting Naruto. And that pisses Naruto off.
You know how long ago that was, by the way? That was 3 years ago. I sat down and learned all of that just to be annoying. Just to annoy somebody. I spent...
Legitimately. Eli didn't... He could have watched the entire Naruto series in the time he spent just looking up things and researching it just to piss off our friend.
Yeah.
Like, ask him random Naruto trivia, and you finally got him with something that was more related to Boruto than Naruto.
Yes. Well, I got him with one that was out of the movies first.
Okay.
And then I got him with the Boruto one. Barada?
No, I like the first one you said, Boruto.
Boruto?
Yeah, everyone knows those two famous series, Naruto and Burrito.
Listen, man, how long did I spend? Because we ended up calculating it
Too
all.
long.
I
Too
spent like 48
long.
hours researching this stuff.
It had to be more than that because you'd come in every day with new trivia. It was like 2 weeks solid where I swear you did nothing but go home and look up more stuff about Naruto. I'm like, you could have just watched the show. We already said our quotes. It's time to end the episode. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching.
Man, I'm really bad with time management skills.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, man.
Jeez Louise. All right. I'll catch y'all on Monday. It's going to be my next stream.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Probably
I might
stream
stream
Fallout 3.
I might stream tomorrow, just depending on how I feel after getting off of work. And then I'll be back Monday and Tuesday. And then, I don't know, from there, I'll figure it out.
Figure things out. But thank you, everybody. We'll catch you all next time. Have a great rest of your night.
Like and subscribe.
Tally.